It's really starting to feel like the 90s around PC Engine power. The video game Jackie Chan is really soaking in the flavor of the early 90s action platformer. It's almost a mascot platformer considering how they designed Jackie in the game. Jackie Chan is a man who needs no introduction. His meteoric rise to being one of the most popular movie stars in the world really got underway in the late 70s. He became synonymous with martial arts action films, despite the fact that he's more of an acrobat and stunt coordinator than fighter. Although, maybe his popularity was because of that. In 1990, his career was in a little bit of a lull. He had a few high-profile flops, but his career was about to get a second wind. For the time being, though, he got some cash by licensing himself as a video game character. Jackie Chan, the video game, is a wholly original title. It's not based on a movie. It wasn't even originally an arcade game. Now, one interesting aspect to it is that Hudson was obviously hedging their bets when it came to the development of the game. They actually made 2 Jackie Chan games simultaneously, though both were developed by Now Productions. The one for the NES, and I do mean NES in this case, managed to reach shelves in the US for the 1990 Christmas season, while in Japan, Hudson went for a more coordinated launch, releasing the PC Engine one first and the Famicom version a week later. This is one of those situations where the 2 versions wound up being significantly different from each other. Not the broad strokes of the gameplay. They're both action platformers that work pretty much the same. But the levels are significantly different, the enemies have quite a few changes, and there's some small refinements to things like the distance that Jackie attacks. Which of the 2 is better? Well, between these 2 games, I'd probably go with the PC Engine version. It is a harder game, especially on the later stages. There's also a lot more going on in the PC Engine version. More tricks and twists to the gameplay. The plot of the game is that Jackie's girlfriend, Maylene, has been kidnapped by an evil wizard. Now he has to punch and kick his way through 5 stages to get her back. The controls are simple enough. You hit button 2 to attack and button 1 to jump. Just as he can in real life, Jackie is able to launch fireballs from his fist. You press and hold button 2 to charge those up and release to shoot, though if you charge for too long, the effect just goes away. It's actually there to help you, since Jackie only has enough spiritual energy to launch 5 fireballs before he's depleted. Of course, as we all know, frogs are Jackie Chan's best friend. Why, he's never seen out in public without a frog. So naturally, frogs are in the game as Jackie's allies, though he has to kick them to get their items. Frogs can spit up one of 2 things. A bowl of ramen, which of course restores Jackie's health, or they can spit up an orb that gives Jackie a super move. You get 9 uses of these moves anytime you pick up those blue orbs, and you activate them by holding up on the D-pad and then pushing button 2. The super moves do double damage compared to your punches, and they're all defined by where they attack. There's a whirlwind kick, a stronger low kick, a forward kick, and an up kick. For all of these super moves, I'd treat them as use them or lose them. There's enough frogs in the game that you can use these super attacks pretty freely. If you hear a bell ringing while you're walking around, then you can hit an invisible spot somewhere nearby and collect the bell that emerges in order to go to a bonus stage. There's a few different bonus stages. You might bounce on clouds to collect fruit, or you could have to punch a boulder over and over again, or you could hit fish as they jump out of a waterfall. When the timer runs out, you'll see how you did, and this will count towards restoring your fireball shots, then your health, and finally adding to your continues. Some enemies drop purple orbs when they're defeated, and if you collect 100 of these, then you refill your health bar. Note that if you're collecting as many orbs as possible, it'll probably take you until the end of stage 3 before you get that, and you're going to be relying on frog ramen and bonus stages instead. Maybe if the health recovery was every 25 orbs it'd make sense, but this effect is almost totally useless. In a rare deviation from the real-life Jackie Chan, the video game Jackie Chan only has 1 life. When your health runs out, it's game over. But you start out with 5 continues. And continuing doesn't even throw you back to the beginning of the stage. There's checkpoints along the way that you can continue from. A significant feature of the game Jackie Chan is that there's often multiple paths through the levels. Not complicated ones, more situations where you could fall down and be forced to take a lower path, but there's still options here for you. It gives you a little more exploration that you can do. Maybe the most disappointing thing about Jackie Chan, the game, is that the bosses are total pushovers. If you have a full complement of super attacks when you reach one, then you can easily destroy the boss in a few seconds. Japanese players seem to be pretty fond of Jackie Chan, both the game and the actor. I saw people pointing to this as one of the rare games from this time period that were based on a celebrity and were also good. In fact, I saw multiple people who recommended playing both the Famicom version and the PC Engine version because both games were good. And as for me, well, I like this game. 1991 was a dawning era for action platformers, and Jackie Chan demonstrates all of the strengths of the games of that era. You've got a wide variety of challenges. Levels are built on one technique and then iterating on it. And even though the game only has 5 stages, they're long stages. I'd say that when this game was released, it was the best thing that Jackie Chan had been in since Police Story 2.